So, what if you could hack your brain's built-in GPS for learning? I know it sounds a little out there, but that's the radical idea we're diving into today. We're talking about a framework that could completely change how we absorb knowledge by tapping into the most powerful navigation system we have, the one that's already inside our own heads. You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're staring at a page packed with complicated diagrams, lines and lines of text, maybe a really, really long equation. And you're reading the words, you're looking at the shapes, but you just get this sinking feeling that none of it is actually sticking. It's like your brain has no idea where to even file this stuff away. Yeah, let's call this the textbook wall. It's that moment you're trying to wrap your head around something super abstract, like the Krebs cycle, and all you have is this flat, static page. You're trying to build this incredibly complex, moving system in your mind using nothing but a list of symbols. It's a massive barrier to really, truly understanding something. So what we need is a monumental shift. What if we moved away from this world of text-based abstraction, just reading and trying to decode symbols, and moved into a world of spatial-based experience? This isn't just a tiny adjustment. We're talking about a complete reimagining of how we interact with information itself. And this brilliant new approach, well, it has a name. The Visuospatial Concept Encoding Framework, or VCE for short. It was developed by Albert, and it's the paradigm shift that we're going to unpack right now. The core idea here is actually pretty simple. It's all about hacking your brain's natural GPS. See, our brains, and especially the hippocampus, they evolved to be incredible masters of navigating three-dimensional space. What they did not evolve to do is decode a bunch of abstract symbols on a flat page. So the VCE framework basically pulls a kind of bait and switch on your brain. Instead of forcing it to do something it's bad at, like decoding endless symbols, it leans into what it's absolutely brilliant at. It takes those abstract concepts and turns them into these explorable 3D environments, tapping directly into our built-in natural spatial abilities. Okay, let's make this real. Think about learning math. With the VCE framework, you wouldn't just sit there staring at an equation on a piece of paper, trying to solve it. No, instead, you would literally manipulate its geometric shape right in front of you, in augmented reality. You'd reach out and grab it, turn it over, see how changing one piece physically changes another. That abstract problem becomes a real object you can play with. The equation becomes an experience. And this isn't just for math and science. Imagine studying history. You wouldn't just read about ancient Rome in a book. You'd put on a headset and actually walk through it in virtual reality. You'd be standing there, looking up at the Colosseum, walking through the Forum. You'd be experiencing it firsthand. Now, this might sound like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually grounded in a really solid scientific theory called embodied cognition. The idea is that our mind isn't just locked away in our brain, it's our whole body and how it interacts with the world around us. We think with our bodies, not just with our brains. VCE is just putting that powerful idea into practice. And this has a huge impact on our memory. See, traditional learning usually targets what's called semantic memory, basically remembering dry facts and concepts. But VCE shifts learning over to episodic memory, which is all about remembering lived experiences. Just think, what do you remember better? Your last birthday party or a random date from a history textbook? One is vivid, right? VCE turns learning into one of those vivid experiences. This is probably the most powerful way to put it, and it's a quote from the source material that just says it all. It bypasses the bottleneck of language and uploads knowledge directly to the spatial memory. Wow, it's like a direct data transfer to the part of your brain that's perfectly designed to handle it, and it just skips that slow, clumsy translation process of language. And that brings us to a final, pretty provocative question. This whole framework isn't just about making school a little easier. It's about changing the fundamental speed and depth at which we can all learn. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. What could humanity achieve if all those old barriers to learning were just gone? What becomes possible if learning truly has no limits?